Hello, Warriors. Let's have a great week. Did a lot of work over the weekend. I want to welcome you to TradeGATEHub.com. Our sponsor is TradeView Markets. We're powered by TradeView. You too can be powered by TradeView. Check them out. Open a demo. You can trade multiple instruments on the same platform and some of the best spreads out there. So the title of this is The World Changed Friday. And why am I saying that? Because it was a combination of BOJ intervention, which, we'll get to. It was here. Okay, this was the intervention. And simultaneously, or at least in the same day, a Wall Street Journal article that I believe was intentionally leaked by the Fed that talked about that they could possibly start thinking about pausing soon or reducing the rate of interest rate increases. That's mainly because, we have a bond market in crisis. So what happened was you had the yen break hard. And I just want to caution people that want to trade the yen is that this happened in 30 minutes. Let me move me. These are 15-minute candles here. So this was 15 minutes, and then a half an hour later, it's back, and then it's acting like it's in a car wreck. The important feature besides the intervention to me is the line of death under 146 was tagged and held. BOJ or the Fed or someone is going to have to come in. I'm surprised they're not pressing. There's rumors of more intervention that happened last night as well on those two candles I showed you. Closes under 146 will begin to get the job done for the BOJ. And this also has implications for rates. And the 10-year looks to, be peaking here. We could make another run towards 4.5, but we had a little pullback here in rates. Doesn't mean that we can't make another move. We do have some inflation numbers later in the week, but I want to talk about what I have a lot of conviction on. And I talked about this with Mike on our broadcast on Thursday. So we all know we had this big move, something Mike and I were on the air for on this reversal, then closed bad Friday, and just came in and squeezed everyone on Monday. And we were talking on Thursday, and I started to notice a tail up here. And I said, Mike, everything was up. Dollar was down. Metals were up. I said, I'd welcome a break towards 36.50. And I actually drew in this blue dotted line that you could see on some shorter time frames. Ended up being the low. So I actually shared one of my better trades of the last 30 days or so. Got long on an order prior to the low being made at 36.36. And then once we did this right here, I came into the main chat and said, S&Ps, buy them anywhere right here before the explosion. So, because I saw this divergence and, we just took out the lows and we were getting a reversal candle. Did I expect this? No. But, this changed the world in S&Ps for a while, I believe, and changed the way people are going to look at risk for a while, at least a minority. In fact, I think most people will not participate in this rally. They're all worried about earnings. I think they're going to be left in the dust. So as you can see, we have this 3,800 level right here. You could call it a head and shoulders. You could call it a rectangle. But we tried to close under 36 for over a month, and we couldn't do it. In fact, we couldn't put two daily closes together. All right. No one wanted to go home long on Friday. That's how you had the closes down there. Underneath 36 during this week and this week, but it was bad Friday closes, fear of going home long, not FOMO, the opposite. And, that was even after this big reversal. People didn't want to go home long over the weekend. So to me, this once we clear 3,800, it opens a door for at least a test of this trend line at 40.15, and maybe all the way up to this trend line here, right around 41.40, 41 and a half. That's major because that trend line goes back to the all-time highs. So I think we're in a position where the market's real bearish. There are other people, even bears, looking for a relief rally. So, but I would say that the public has started liquidating out. They're not long. I even got calls from people in my family who have, I don't know, quote unquote, brokers, and that are mainly salespeople. So anyway, I think there's actually a chance that we crack this level here at 41 and a half, maybe after a battle and a pullback, but you have to buy breaks here. Now, where you're wrong. It's really 3,600. And, there might be some kind of pullback here towards 37.20 or so if we can, if the dollar keeps pumping to the upside. But the world has changed as far as I'm concerned on risk for a while. And at the minimum, most likely this week prior to the Fed meeting next week. So there's a window for markets to rally before the Fed. What I'd like to see is a breakout over this 3,800 prior to the Fed meeting. Maybe we make a move towards 39 and a half, and then you just buy the interest rate increase. You buy the dip on a pullback to 3,800. So this is a trade I have the most conviction on right now. Dollar's pretty choppy. Okay, so we did rally back towards this level. I covered at 112. We rallied to 1370. I missed this, but it was the same trade being long S&Ps as it would have been being short the dollar. So we're trying to recover this week. I'm going to give this reversal week the benefit of the doubt and say, for example, the dollar could generate a rally, say up towards 1270 to 113. I would take a stab at the short side of the dollar, wrong over this double top at 1370. We start getting through 1370, and I'd say new highs, 115, 116 is doable should that occur. So this is really the line in the sand for a dollar correction here. And between all the currencies, I think the pound will continue to outperform. Just want to show you guys what's holding both cable and the euro back, and it's interesting. I'm going to be looking to buy this break, maybe 40 lower on a turnaround Tuesday, 12 and a half. But take a look at this. So here's cable. Last week I thought maybe we could get a break to 108, but again, the world changed Friday. If we get a close back over today's highs, we're breaking out. That'd be the 50-day moving average. It opens the door, I think, for 119, 120. So looking to buy breaks and cable. Euro, same story, weaker rally than cable as expressed in euro pound, which, I'm not sure if it's bottomed yet. It's going to head up, but when you look at the euro, again, contained by the 50-day, I do think that we have a chance of breaking out here in the euro as well. Again, if we take out 1370, then the euro's going to new lows. So I'm just going to give it the benefit of the doubt. My preferred long is going to be in cable. Yen, I think you have to be very agile. If you're going to trade this stuff, you have to reduce the leverage and have wider stops, or just use it as an indicator for what rates and risk may do. Let's see if maybe we could get some type of better level for a sell. I mean, the RSI is saying that the Japanese are going to have to stay at it to get this break under 146, because we have a confirmed high here on multiple time frames, right? So this kind of a stand aside for me. I'll do it through expressing my positions on the dollar through cable. The commodity currencies are under pressure, and they're the weak sisters. We could very easily challenge this low without the pound definitely not making no lows, and even the euro. So that's what I see there as far as the metals are concerned. I'm kind of neutral short term. In fact, I wouldn't mind seeing the gold get this over with and get some type of capitulation move under 1620 towards 1580, 1590. Silver, same type of scenario. Perhaps we're going to still head towards this weekly wedge line here. And this will be, if the dollar makes the new highs, I back up the truck under 17 if that happens. I'm still holding my long silver share positions. They're really acting pretty good. Despite silver, there's your weekly, there's your daily, not giving up much. I think that there's a chance, and this is something I'd really be paying attention to, if silver should happen to make a new low and trade under 17 and the shares not make new lows, that would be a pretty good indication for me. Perhaps we pull back to 280 without making new lows if silver does that. Same thing with I own these, Fortuna. The action's pretty good. Maybe we're just going to have an A and this is a B and we get a C down to 240, 220, but not make new lows. That too would be a very impressive thing for the miners to do, and I'd be all over them. But the thing that I have the most conviction about is risk, and that's in the S&Ps right here, and they're acting great in my view. You're going to give the bears hope for a while, buy any pullback towards 3,700, 3,720, or you could just wait for a close over 3,800 and go with it. Mike will be on in an hour and 15 minutes, but I believe the world has changed. I think that the Fed is starting to make noises about their concern with solvency and what's been happening in TLT. I mean, you look at this move in TLT, why is the US sovereign market in any better shape than what happened in the UK? So they still look, ugly. I still don't see a reason to buy the bonds. So that could be the catalyst for the new high in the dollars if rates just keep spiking to the upside. But again, I'd use the S&Ps. Don't care about yields as much. If we go to 450 and all we do is get a pullback in S&Ps, that's a buying opportunity. We go to 450 and say the pound is, still above the lows here. That's another sign of a shift. Apple having a decent week over 148. I think you're looking at 160. So constructive equities and being tactical in the dollar and metals right now. So that's it. That's the way I see things. Good hunting to everybody. I'll be back with Mike tomorrow at 11 a.m. and look for our posts. Join us here in TradeGATEHub.com. And be aware, just like W.D. Gann said, if you were a bear, that if you don't change your mind, you won't have any change left. And I think that what happened in the S&Ps on this day, and then the way it held here, and the way it's starting to act for a breakout is my highest conviction trade. And you know what, guys? It only takes one. So don't just count your pips, count your blessings. I'll see everyone tomorrow.